All right. Okay. So now it's being recorded because Sheen's getting sheets it. All right. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go over to TradingView. Everybody's familiar with TradingView? This is what we're gonna be using. This is what we're gonna be using. Now I'm just gonna grab any random pair because I'm just want to. The main thing that I want to do is I want to show you how Curtis Cobain allowed me to essentially look at the charts. Okay, so I'm gonna go. Let's go USD JPY, right? Now, when it comes to fiat currency, fiat currency being anything that is centralized, we got the Jamaican. I'm not Jamaican. United States, Euro, Great Britain, Pound. Those are called fiat currencies. So I'm just gonna erase everything that's on my screen. All right. So here's where we notice that it starts to go into a downtrend. All right. Everybody kind of agree with me on that one? They agree with me on that one. It's going down into a downtrend. But what you want to do is you want to see what caused the move back here. Okay? Because some of these little portions right here are going to give you a little bit of testing of support resistance, as we talked about Sheen, right? So we got our move right here, and this is a high. Basically, this wick is the highest that it gets out of this whole entire move. Okay. So then, what we'll do is we'll draw a horizontal line above it. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go from here. So this will be point number 1. So, if I grab this tool and I just do point number Elliott impulse, right? So it'll go 1 to 2 to about maybe 3 here. 3. Okay. So now it goes 1, 2, 3. Right here, you're gonna draw a horizontal line. All right. So now right there, you're gonna draw a horizontal line as well. Draw one right here. Now, in order for you to draw a valid trend line, to confirm this downtrend, this next move has to be lower than this point right here. This next move right here, so when it goes 1, 2, 3, the move number 4 has to be lower than move number 2. If it is not lower than move number 2, like something like this, like where if it started here, like goes 1, that would still be a valid uptrend. That would still be a valid uptrend. So let me go back. So it wants to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is lower. Now what we're waiting for is we have a confirmation of a valid trend line. Because it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and this portion right here is lower than this portion, as we know, lower lows, higher highs, we can draw a valid trend line from where is it? Oh, we're going to draw a valid trend line from here to technically here. To technically there. And the reason why we do it to here and not to here is because of this move right here. This move is not lower than this move. Okay? So because this move is not lower than this move, we can't use this portion right here. Why? Because this portion is lower than this portion. But in order for us to continue the trend, it has to go lower than point number 2 right here. Is that like everybody is everybody kind of understanding that right there? You can unmute yourself, Sheen, if there's any confusion.
No, we're good, man. I'm with it.
Okay, that's good. So now what we're doing is we're making sure that this portion right here is going to touch this trend line. We want price to touch this trend line and either bounce off of it, like to continue to go down it, or we want it to go onto the other side and see what it does. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's called back testing, okay? So I'm just going to pick a point on the screen. And so let's say, and then what you can do is there's this tool right here. you press control. I'm just going to press control just so that I can show you guys where I'm pointing on the screen. It's called the replay tool. Okay? So let's go right here. Let's go to right here. Let's go to right here. So this is what you can do to essentially kind of test how you should be looking at the charts as well. Okay? So we got right here, which is on par with this one, right? So what we could do is we can go low, we got high, we got higher low, we got a higher high, we got one right here. So we can go, first off, what we can do is we draw our trend line. We draw a line. And the reason why we picked right here is because the lowest point was right here. So from the low to the next high is about right here, to another low, to another high, to another low. That's why we chose. So this would be 1, 2. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, so we go 1, 2. Yeah, no, you can't. You not necessarily, because then the move right here. So what we're gonna do is we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got this nice little peak. So what we'll draw another ray from the bottom to right here. Okay. Now what we can do is we can let price play out, right? So let's go. Yeah, let's just keep it on the hour. Let's let price play out. It bounced above it. All right, bounced above it. Touched the line again. Now that right there, because it touched the line and it didn't break through, this could have been an entry for a buy. Any questions? This right here could have been a for buys. Why? Because we're talking about every candle being an hour, and you would have got at least 3 hours of an up movement. As you get right here, so it says it's an hour right here. So I'm going to continue to let it play. Now, as price moves, that's how you essentially respond with another trend line, right? We're waiting for price to technically break above here to continue on the up. So if I draw my trend line, it'll be like right here. Now, remember what I said that could have been a potential buy? With TradingView, you press shift and you click once. Now you're able to draw how many pips. So that move from the moment you would have you could have entered in this first hour to 1, 2, 3 over the course of 42. So basically, it would have been a 2-day trade. You would have caught 77 pips, right? And then what you would have done is you would have waited for it to essentially come back and touch the line again. So all you're really doing is, as soon as it touches your line, we wait to see how it affects, how price respects our line or disrespects our line. Now let's continue a little bit more to see where a portion where it disrespects the line. Look at that. You would have caught all of this, all from that little move here. And there's another entry here. There could have been another entry there. You would have caught this whole entire move. And I also want to say, to also point out that whenever it's an uptrend, your trend line is below. Whenever it's a downtrend, your trend line is above. Because you're trying to confirm your bias. You're trying to confirm your bias. So right now we get to a point where it's technically consolidating, right? It's consolidating. There's no more up moving. Now they're thinking about, hey, where do we want to go next where do we want to go next with our price? Okay? So what I would do, and I recommend you do, I recommend putting a trend line on portions where they I'm gonna say fight to get through. Yeah, fight. What does that say? What is that? Chat. Yo, no, not a problem, not a problem, man, not a problem. All right. So we're gonna put two trend lines, one below, one above. One below, one above. And now we're gonna let price play out again. Now look what's gonna happen is disrespecting our support line. Disrespecting it. Okay. They're just kind of just fighting in this one area. Right? So we're just watching price move. We're just watching price move. Now look what happens. So we can pause it here. So this was the cause of our trend line. This was the start of our trend line. So it went 1, 2, touched it back here, 3, touched it back again, 4, right here again, 5. Also, it touched right here. It blew above it here. So this high right here is above this high, and this low is above this low. So what we can do is we draw another trend line from about here to here. Now, what'll happen is that it's going to get confusing. Don, it will not be confusing to you, because as price moves, you will be drawing another trend line, right? But the reason why you leave the ones from before, because they are still valid. And I mean that they're still valid, mean that they will get retested in the future. They will get retested, where a price would touch it, like, oh, wait a second, we don't want to go beyond this. Let's just make sure that everybody really, that all boats are full steam before we move forward. So we got our valid trend line. Now, in order to confirm a downtrend, in order to break this, we want the lines. We want price to go through our trend line right here. We want it to break through our trend line right here and close below it. So we hit play. We let price move around. Let price move around, and let it be known from right here, even right here. If I go shift, you held this whole move for, I said, 104, so 48.96, and you held it for a week. You technically would have gained about 180 pips or so off of this trade, just using this analysis. It didn't break your trend line, so you could have essentially rode it out all the way up. You could have rode it all the way up, and then what you'll do is stop loss. I mean, you'll enter, and then after you'll put a stop loss, probably about right here. As it moves to the next, as it moves up, you would essentially wait for a big move like this, and then after you would move you move it into your entry right here. You would continuously just move your stop profit as it's essentially going up until it retraced on you. I wish I could do some live trading today, but the market doesn't open until after around 4 o'clock today. Not that one. That's when you can essentially implement some of these strategies. And again, like, everything is the group is gonna be open. So if you have any questions, just feel free to give me a shout. But look at, respected our trend line all the way. All the way. So I'm just letting it play out until we get a break of the trend line. Boom. Test, 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 boom. Whoa, we're breaking the trend line, guys. Now look what's going to happen. Look what's happening now. It's going on the other side of the trend line. So what is it? What does that mean? Usually that means that it's time for a sell. And look what's going on. Boom. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. And remember where I said it's a valid trend line? Pause for a second. Right here. Look at right there. Let me zoom in just a little bit more. Look at right there where it wicked. It wicked right where your old trend line would have been. And that's why you want to keep them in place. Because of something like this. And now look, it tested the line, and look, it's coming back to retest it. This is why you want to keep your trend lines. And as price moves, you just add on another one. As price moves, you just add on another one. As price moves. So now we're starting a downtrend. We're starting a downtrend. So we got our one move, we got a 2, we got a 3, and we can go basically a 4. We got a 1, 1, 2, 3, and let's see how it plays out from here. Does it continue on the up? And look at your trend line. It's being supported. And remember, the trend line was drawn way before price even got here. And I'm not doing no voodoo magic. I promise you that. I'm not doing no voodoo magic to make it follow the trend line. I'm just showing you that this is what personally I've noticed it do, and this is what Curtis Cobain has personally noticed to do, and that's why he shared it with us, right? So because we're in a downtrend now, we got our high, we got a low, we got a lower high, we got a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. We have a valid trend line that we can draw. So we'll grab our ray, and we'll go from here. We'll go from here to here. Am I Don, are you okay? Are you is anything you're getting you're understanding everything? Hopefully you were able to hear. All right, Don, I hear you now. I hear some.
Yeah, I see the trend lines and I see how that's working. It's looking really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So, is there any questions, or like is it clear? Like are the instructions clear enough?
Yeah, the instructions are clear because before you even draw the third trend line, that's where I was drawing it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like
looking at it.
You're doing this right here?
Yeah.
Perfect. Because the goal is right here. The goal is right here is to give people the confidence to make a trade this week.
Right.
Right?
That's true.
And like what I've been doing personally is I haven't been using indicators. I've just been using price action, trend line, support, resistance.
Okay.
Right? I haven't used any, and it's been pretty successful to me because it's have you done the IML basics 1 to 4? Yes?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you know how Adeze says if price does this, then you do that?
Right.
This is what it does. So if price breaks your trend line, then you sell.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
If price breaks this trend line, then you buy. If price does not break your trend line, then you sell.
Right.
So and even if it goes against you, it didn't break your trend line. So technically it would have just, I guess there's this reason it wasn't complete. It wasn't this, it wasn't that. You'll know exactly why it wasn't hit.
Right.
Why it didn't go the direction that you wanted it to.
Yeah.
Right?
Right, because I'm sitting here looking at it and watching the trend line and see how it came all the way down and then started going back up again. And I was like, oh, it's breaking through the trend line there.
Yes. And you see why you wouldn't want to erase this trend line right here?
Right.
Right, because of this move. What happened right here is the whole reason why this is valid.
Right.
These are on smaller time. This trend line would have been on a smaller time frame. This one would have been on a larger time frame.
Right. That's right.
So that's why you want to. Okay. So I see. I just draw. I continue. I just move along with it. I move along with it. So as price, let's continue as price moves. Okay. So now we've got a line right here. And how much do you want to bet that that's gonna struggle to get through this portion right here? There's gonna be a little bit of consolidation right in this area right here. Let's hit play. Let's hit play. One more thing though. I also want you to notice that whenever you place your trend line, understand that even though there might be consolidation,
right,
there will have to be a strong impulse to move it into the opposite direction.
Okay.
Look at this right here. In order for it to break the trend line, it had to strong impulse move.
Right.
It needed a strong impulse in order to get to the other side. This one, even though we're just moving sideways, strong impulse down, a little bit of sideways move, strong impulse down. So in order to break as it would have made the second impulse, you would have put your stop loss right here, and then and then you could have either taken it out over here. You could have trailing stop. Like I personally trailing stop. Remember what I was telling you about? The trailing stop. So okay, let's go. Let's let price continue. Boom. All right. Boom. Lower. Okay. So, right, it gives you an extra position.
Right.
It gives you even if you would have entered on this portion right here, it broke your trend line, it respected your trend line, I probably would have entered again here.
Okay.
And it would have been essentially two trades. And I promise you, demo this stuff first before you go live, right?
Right.
Demo this stuff so especially you can understand how price moves and you can move accordingly.
Okay.
Right? So I probably would have entered on this second candle right here, probably out here. I would have experienced about, how many pips of drawdown? About 30, 40 pips at the most of drawdown, but I would have most likely entered another position at this 40 pips.
Okay.
So even when this one went 20 pips into profit, this one would have been 20 pips drawdown, and they would have canceled each other out.
Okay.
Their profit and their loss would have canceled each other out, so I would have been at a zero trade.
Yeah.
And I would have incorporated a 4-point take profit, and it would have hit my 4-point take profit from here. My 4-point trailing stop. So let's continue. Let's continue. All right. So Don, I don't have a paid subscription for Zoom that hasn't come yet. So we are onto we're onto our last 10 minutes of the call. I want to set up another one for in the future, but because I want to just typically, like, I just want to give you just nuggets, just give little nuggets and then allow you to just kind of digest it and then move forward.
Right.
All right. So for this one, like I'm just gonna end when this call ends. We're just gonna end. I'll put the recording in the chat. But what I'm gonna do, we'll set up another one. That's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
But for a future date. But I want. Is there any other questions, like, or are you like maybe even any personal that you'd like to understand or something?
Now I'm kind of getting the grip of it because I have been studying since I came back.
Okay.
So yeah.
Go ahead.
It's all making sense now.
And it's trying to make the dollars if it's trying to make sense.
I know. Gotta make those dollars.
Right? Oh, okay. Because like even for me, like I feel as if Detroit like basically gave me like a supercharge.
Oh, yes, I did.
I feel as if like it's giving me like a supercharge in order to like just bring bring the trading to another level, right?
Yes, definitely.
Trading is where the real money's at right now.
Oh boy, it sure is. People just don't know.
Trading is where the real money is because
Yes.
like it's you set your own limit.
Right.
You're right. You set your own limit of how much money you can make, and like even learning this little skill right here, like it has changed my my trading. And I like okay, past profits do not determine future guarantees, but I want to impress upon you. Not I want to say this to impress upon you and not to impress you. Okay, this is a Les Brown. This is something from Les Brown that he told me. So with this technique, I did it for 2 days. Okay, so again, like it's only 2 days worth of data, but I took 79 trades
Uh-huh.
and I only lost once.
79?
79 trades. All I did was when it broke my trend line, I just did a bunch of buys. When it broke the trend, when it didn't, I did a bunch of sells. And I took one loss.
Huh.
Like
Yes.
if I go to yeah, so it was it started about it would have been okay, so these XRPs, it started about here.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying something with the XRP to see if it responds the same to support resistance as it does trend lines. And it's not the same. So that's why there's like this one right here, $33 loss. But it most likely it's canceled out because this one was 13, this one was 23. So then that would have been 30 plus an additional 3. So I would have still made $3 plus 275 plus 770. So it would have still made me about $10. But it wasn't as accurate as these ones were.
Okay.
Like this is all CAD yen. From here, like shift. This is all CAD yen. From here all the way to here. And then you see how it all hit my stop loss?
Huh.
Four pip stop loss. That's it. I mean 4 pip trailing stop, I mean. So as soon as it goes into profit, there's none of these are negative though.
Yes, that's
60
true.
cents, 70 cents, 71, 70, 72, 520, 511, 462, 450. It depends on how aggressive the move is. Right? So as soon as
Yep.
as soon as it moves you into profit,
Right.
it takes you right out. I mean, it trails on you. But I plan on adding to this ratio, making sure that it's valid. There might be days where it might prove inaccurate, but
Uh-huh.
if you want to make sure that you are jumping into because I mean you want to make sure that you are confident in your analysis and that even though like hey, it didn't break my trend line, it's below the support resistance, it should go down.
Right.
If it doesn't, I have my stop loss is a little bit above it. But then what it does is that if it breaks your trend line, it puts you in a position to buy and to make back the potential money that you may have lost.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yep.
Like it like again like even right here like recently. Remember I said I would have took some profit.
Right.
It continued to downtrend though.
Yeah, that's right.
It continued to downtrend. You got our high, you got our low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So we could draw a valid trend line here. Then valid trend line from boom to boom, and then we just wait for price action. And we just wait for price action.
Oh, okay. Right.
Look at that. Right there. Boom. Boom. Okay. And this is just a bunch of sideways movement right here. Because I believe that technically you could also add this into that one. Look at it right there. It's like just riding the line. I'm up here, I'm down there. I'm like, okay, fine. Now I'll take a movement. Strong impulse moved into the opposite direction. So we got our one, we got our high. Technically it made a low here. How much is gonna be another low? Consolidation. Wow. And wait, so we got 1, 2.
Wow.
So what we can do is we draw a horizontal line here. And look at what happens. I was testing it as support. Testing the top of this move as support. Perfect. Okay. So now we can draw another trend line. We got our move here. We got another high here. We got a low here. So we can draw our trend line. Got it from here to here.
Right.
So maybe. Now they really don't want you to cut wicks. They really don't want you to cut wicks. They really don't want. So again, I would have just, and then again, like you want to draw some of these horizontal lines, because what they're gonna do is they're gonna essentially isolate a spot where price like to just play around.
Right.
Right.
That's true.
And if you lock it and you move your lines and you move it backwards, look at what happened. We didn't even draw a line here. We didn't even draw the line here. We drew it in more future data, but it tested it as resistance. It tested it as resistance, support,
Right.
resistance, and these lines weren't even drawn. These price didn't even go to this area yet.
That's true.
Right? Price wasn't even there yet before we even drew these lines. Even here, like resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So that's why you want to draw those horizontal lines, because it can kind of tell you in the past if they're going to just essentially fight through or if it's just going to come back down on you.
Right.
Okay? So
Yeah.
with that being said, I don't want it to just cut out on me. I want to make sure that this recording gets saved. I'm going to upload this one sooner than later.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna end this session on a high, and hopefully I provided you enough value to essentially have some confidence to mark up the charts